Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and we're in Oslo, Norway for the 10 things that will shock you about visiting Norway. And the first thing that's going to shock you about visiting Norway is the oh my god, it is so expensive here nature of everything in Norway. Food, hotels, restaurants, clothing, transport, everything. I mean, literally, Norway is a once-in-a-lifetime experience because you can only afford it once in a lifetime. And that's going to be the first biggest shock you're going to have when you come here, is how expensive it is. So for the second thing that's going to shock you in Norway, I thought I'd come and give you a nice little better view of some of the nature out here. And the second thing you're going to get shocked when you come to Norway is the natural beauty and the fjords that are here. Man, you don't understand. You see them in YouTube videos like mine. You see pictures of them, but until you actually go and see the fjords, you're not as shocked, as impressed as when you go there. So make sure when you do come to Norway, you do get a chance to take a boat ride out, see the fjords, and see the nature here. You can go skiing, you can go hiking, you can do all kinds of stuff. Going on the boat trips, it's really great to get out there and really explore the nature here. And it does kind of shock you how beautiful the nature is here in Norway. The third thing that might shock you when you come here is how hard it is to get a beer not at a restaurant. Now, as you know, I've said before, Norway is insanely expensive. Remember, once in a lifetime because you can only afford it once, okay? But trying to find a beer when you're here, you're in Sweden or Denmark and you can go to 7-Eleven and pick up a beer, a cheaper beer than at the bars. Here, it's not so simple. You want to get alcohol, you got to go to the alcohol monopoly here in Norway and get your stuff there. It has very limited hours, so if you're looking to have a few beers before you go out, make sure you're shopping much earlier in the day to get that, because getting a beer here that's not 15 bucks sadly is shockingly hard to do. The fourth thing that'll shock you when you come here to Norway is how proud the people are of Norway and all things Norwegian. Yes, they do have some really cool stuff here. Like I said, the fjords and the natural beauty is great. You should be very proud of that. But for a tourist, what's really cool when you come here about this national pride is they have fantastic local museums. The Viking Ship Museum and the Folk Museum here in Oslo are fantastic. You go around the country, go to the festivals in the summer. That's the key thing. In the summer, go to the festivals. It's a little chilly outside of that. Go there, you see them dressed up in their traditional garb and these kind of things. And the national pride they have, from their dances to their costumes to their history to their food, which means, yes, you're gonna have to eat a quick lunch, which is basically a Kit Kat. It's a Norwegian quick Kit Kat. I've had it. It tastes like a Kit Kat and looks like a Kit Kat, but they're very proud of it. So that might be a little shocking for you, is how proud they are of their country. And if there's a soccer match or something going on, I expect everyone to be going crazy for it. And when people start singing the songs here, everybody knows the words to the lyrics, okay? The fifth thing that might shock you when you do come here to Norway is kind of the light and darkness, because if you come here in the winter time, it is dark most of the time when you're here. But on the other side of it, in the summer, it's light. I mean, it's light until 11 o'clock at night here in Oslo, and it kind of be shocking if you're used to like going to bed at a normal hour and getting up at a normal hour, because the sun's up at 4 in the morning, so you're awake at 4 in the morning. You're like, oh, the sun's up, should I go do stuff? No, because nothing opens up for 5 or 6 hours. And that can be shocking for tourists, is how long it stays light, but also how long it stays dark in the winter. And with that shock is the chilliness factor. I mean, it's the end of May and I have, I have a hooded t-shirt, I've got my quarter zip on and a coat, and I'm not hot. And I'm a fat guy with a fuzzy coating on me, and I am not hot at all. And it is chilly here, so that darkness and lightness extremes and the cold weather that comes, so make sure you dress appropriately when you do come to Norway, okay? The sixth thing that might shock you is more of an Oslo thing, is when you come here, you hear how Norway is so equal and everyone's the same, and there's high taxes and everybody's taken care of, and Stat Oil makes everything okay. But when you come to Oslo, you see a lot of beggars and a lot of bums that will be asking you for money. And if you're not used to that, you're kind of like shocked by, like, wait, I thought everything was supposed to be okay here. No, Oslo has the same problems as most major cities in Europe. There are bums and there are beggars here, so just get used to it. But it is safe, so you are okay with that. And that kind of leads into the seventh thing, is we are shocked here. Everyone is equal with these high taxes and high paying and all this kind of stuff. You don't have the extreme rich and the extreme poor. Yes, I did mention the beggars and things like that, but for the Norwegians will say those aren't Norwegians, okay? But for the Norwegians that are here, there is not a really big difference between the big boss and the little employee. Everyone's much more equal. So you have using your first names and these kind of things, a lot more informality, more direct questioning. It's not so much that it's rude or anything, let's get to the point. I don't have to have the niceties because we are equal and we are on the same footing, okay? And that can be kind of a shock for people that are coming to places where there is more of that hierarchy in people. So just be prepared for that. The 8th thing you might find a little shocking here, but not really when you think about it, is how much do people really love skiing here. You know, when you watch the Olympics, you see, oh, Norway's won a ton of medals, but it's, how do they win all these medals? It's in skiing and shooting and all these things because Norwegians love to ski. Right outside of here, you've got the ski jump, you know, you can go see that, you can go skiing all around, whether you like downhill or cross country or whatever, they've got it here. And I mean, honestly, you could take a 10-year-old Norwegian kid off the street, I bet he'd beat like 99% of the skiers in America like that, okay? So those are some things, but I like this setting, but let's go back to the castle to finish this off. So I just love this view so much I had to come back to it. The 9th thing that's gonna shock you when you do come to Norway is, you know what? You actually can eat whale meat here. Now, people don't eat it every day, you don't see it on every menu, but you actually can find it in some places. I don't feel comfortable eating it, but that's my opinion, not yours. So if you want to try it, you can eat whale meat here, and that can be a bit shocking when you do see it on the menu and you're like, that's whale. Okay, so that's the 9th thing that might shock you is, yes, you can eat whale here. And the 10th thing that may shock you, and if you work here, it's pretty cool, if you get it, is in July, pretty much all of Norway that works in offices and stuff like that, they get the month off. Yes, people aren't working in July. They get their money in June to have July off and just relax and go if they want to see Norway or they want to travel. That's why you see Norwegians traveling all the time, because they get this long break. And it's not everybody, but a lot of people do get it. It is kind of a shock when you're like, wait, you get the whole month of July off? Oh yeah, we get tons of vacation time and a whole month off. I'm like, wow. Okay, so those are the 10 things that shocked me about coming to Norway. What shocks you about Norway? If you have some, put it in the comment section below so we can have some more shocks. If you want to see more videos like this, why not subscribe to our channel? We've got 10 things that'll shock you about Sweden, 10 things that'll shock you about Europe or the US. All on our website at woltersworld.com or youtube.com/woltersworld. So go on, click that subscribe button down there. And we really appreciate your likes and subscriptions. And you have a great time being shocked here in Norway. No, it's the only thing that really keeps shocking you is when you get home and you get that credit card bill. Whew, I'm scared what's gonna happen. Oh, I hope I don't get shocked with a heart attack. Anyway, have a great time and bye from Oslo.